Mother Goose Knits. I am a mother of 3 living in Buffalo, New York, and this is my space where I talk about knitting, quilting, crochet, spinning, and just hobbies that I enjoy. Right now it's mostly knitting, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So my first finished object that I have today is the Wednesday sweater by Petite Knit. I knit it using Red Heart's Hygge, which is acrylic and nylon. And I like this sweater a lot. It has a big turtleneck. I wanted to do a turtleneck because I have a lot of nursing tops that I've been wearing, and I just wanted something I could pull over to be a little bit warmer and wouldn't show the t-shirt underneath, because a lot of the sweaters that I've ended up making, sometimes they have wider necklines than my t-shirts, which is kind of annoying because I don't want to see my t-shirt through the sweater, you know, or see it underneath. I like the yarn. I have a little tag that I put on there. By the way, I bought some tags from an Etsy shop. I'll leave a link to the Etsy shop I bought the tags from. I can't remember the name of it, but this also has a split hem, which I like. The pattern was nice. I liked it. It seemed to go fast. However, the bulky weight yarn, I'm not sure if I like knitting sweaters with bulky weight. This is probably my 3rd sweater that's bulky weight that I've knit, and the underarm gets bunched up weird. It looks funny when your arms are down. So I might just do some math and re-knit this sweater with a worsted weight yarn and maybe something with a cotton or something that's a little more drapey. But overall, I really, really like this sweater. The color, I think, is Sterling, which is a nice purple. And it's also fuzzy. It's like an acrylic bulky weight yarn with a nylon fuzzy thread held together. So it has a fun texture. Now, I had purchased another bulky weight yarn, which was Jiffy from Lion Brand. And that's here actually. I was going to knit another Wednesday sweater with this, but since then I've decided to knit the Loki cardigan by Woolens Knits, which is right here. I guess we'll do a little whip. This is an interesting pattern. I've wanted a cardigan pattern. Okay, let me start over. I wanted a cardigan because I find cardigans easier to wear. I get hot inside with big sweaters, and I would like to wear sweaters inside without sweating and having to lift stuff on and off my head. But cardigans, you know, you kind of have to go back and forth with a lot of the patterns. I have a Petite Knit pattern for the novice cardigan, and that was back and forth, and I just ended up that just ended up sitting around. It ended up sitting around and not getting finished. I recently frogged it actually. But this one, as you can see, is knit in the round. This is the Woolens Knits low-key cardigan. You can see the cuff here ends, and this is a part where this is where you're gonna end up steeking it. And so I thought I would try that because it would be easier to just knit it in the round. And I've never steeked before, and it doesn't seem too difficult, so I'm gonna see how that is. I might end up being able to make a bunch of cardigans without having to knit back and forth, which would be really nice. So anyway, that was one whip out of order. The other 2 finished objects I have are the February hats. If you don't know, this year I'm doing the Year of Hats, which I know was something that people were doing, I think it was 2021, but I'm gonna do it this year. And so far it's been fun. There's new techniques with every hat. And this technique was the provisional cast on. I had never done a provisional cast on. You did this folded over cuff, and it was different textures, so texture bands. So this one was a seed stitch. This one just had little yarn overs. The next one was a rib and more seed stitch and so on. Now this yarn was not a vegan yarn. By the way, I am a vegan knitter if you didn't know. I forgot to mention that. But this was a stash yarn, which was not vegan. It's Barocco Lustra, and it was, I can't remember. It was wool and tencel lyocell. So it's very shiny, and it was a single ply. I don't even know if they sell this line of yarn anymore. It's just been in my stash for more than 10 years, I think. And I don't think that the single ply, like shiny yarn really, it didn't do much for the texture pattern that's on this hat. But I really love the folded over band here, or cuff. For my third finished object, I keep wanting to say whip. My third finished object was this hat, and I used a pattern from, oh dear, I'm gonna leave the patterns in the description. I completely forgot to bring my notebook down here, and the baby's sleeping in my room, so I can't bring it down. But I think the pattern was called Milda for a basic hat pattern, and instead of using the heart colorwork design, I used the design from the skift sweater. So this was for my infant son. I made him the skift sweater by Jessica McDonald, and I made him a little matching hat with a little pom-pom. And this took me just a few hours in the morning to make, so it was really fun. And this is with the Lion Brand Feels Like Heaven, which is a nylon yarn, and the color is charcoal and beige, and I love that yarn. I've knit so many things with it so far. There's this cute little hat that matches his sweater. I've already shown you my main whip, which is the low-key cardigan, and I have one more whip, and it is in here. See, this is my yarn for the March hat, which I have not started yet, but I have the yarn out. Oh no, that's a lie, I have two more whips. Because I went through my bag of UFOs and I unraveled some stuff and I retrieved some that I'm going to continue working on. So this one is by the Petite knitter, and it is the Winterwoods sweater. This is a top-down yoke colorwork pattern. I've been wanting to cast it on since I think I bought the pattern in August, and I hadn't started it. It's taken me a little while to get the yoke finished. It is a 3-color yoke, which isn't too bad. It's only 3 colors up here, and then there's a big chunk that's just 2 colors. But I'm very excited for this one. It's probably gonna be spring by the time I finish it, which is okay. The yarn I'm using for this is the Warm and Cozy by Yarn Bee. I'm really liking it so far. I like the texture of it. It's light, soft, and it's a bit heathered too, which I like. And I had to purchase, I believe, a discontinued color. I wish this was slightly darker, but it looks nice so far. I wanted it to be a little bit darker just to do a little more contrast, or to give it a little more contrast, but I think it'll turn out nice. Okay. Now, my last work in progress. Okay, let me organize this first. My last work in progress. This is Misurina? I don't know. By Caitlin Hunter. I bought this pattern a long time ago. I bought a bundle of patterns when I did the halibut sweater, and that was a while ago. I got this one so that I could use up a stash yarn that I had. It's kind of small. It's got some lace work on the top, which I don't know if you can tell, and it has some color work. It has a flower here. I have this yarn. This was from Argentina, hand dyed. This is not a vegan yarn. It's stash yarn. It's fingering weight. I don't have the information, but again, more than 10 years old with this yarn. I have 2 skeins and it's been sitting here forever and ever, and I wanted to use it. Okay, and the contrast yarn is this linen cotton bamboo blend from Lion Brand. And there's not much of a contrast here, but I think it'll still look nice. I believe I stopped this project because I think I made a mistake with the gauge and I think it might be too small. But now I'm not sure, because every single thing I knit that I think is going to be like just fitting perfectly is always bigger than I think. So I might just keep going with this and see how it turns out. Maybe I can block it a little bigger if it's a problem. We'll see, we'll find out. I can always frog it, you know, it won't be a big deal. But that's my summer project, spring summer project that I'm working on. Anyway, that is it for all my projects. My son is awake, so I'm gonna have to go get him out of the crib. And by the way, before I go, this sweater I'm wearing is Iskald by Caitlin Hunter, and it's knit with Kobu, the cotton bamboo blend from Lion Brand, and I really like it. I really like this pattern. I really like this yarn. I highly recommend both. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching my short little video today. Bye bye.